This is a good technique if I can get up. In the last technique, you know, I couldn't get up, maybe he shouldered me, and I combined it with an inverted arm lock. And actually, if he shoulders me again, I combine it with the drag again. Now, like I was just discussing with another person over here, sometimes our feet are too long to get up. Like if Levi did this to me because he's shorter, he'd be like, boop, and his foot would pop right out. Well, because I'm taller, my foot gets stuck up here. But you can actually like it, you know, because I can end up coming up for a body lock on top of them. So it just depends on your body type in reality. Okay? But if we know that movement, we also know, no, stand on for us. If we know that movement, and we know the bow and arrow for the gi, and we know the swim move for Nogi, we start spinning around the back, lifting, bringing them over, and locking up an arm lock. Okay? If we know that, we can end up using those halfway back attacks to attack this side. Even banana splits and calf cranks on this side. So what I want to do is I'm going to get halfway up, and then I'm going to take advantage of my leg being across one side, and I'm not all the way up, to attack the armbar. So I start to come up. I have my Nogi arm drag right here from the full guard. I'm trying to stay up nice and tight. Again, we can't fight down here. He's going to hand fight me. He's not going to let me get that arm drag like this. I'm going to have to pocket his wrist and come up, move around. Levi, go ahead. He's not going to do anything. And if he goes back at all, this bump sweep, I'm telling you guys, happens way more often than you think because he's trying to avoid the arm drag. Okay? Anyway, so I come up here, and it was successful. I got him dragged. Then I keep that hook over the top of his arm like this so that my hand's always going to be first to his neck. But whether I'm going to hold my foot on this side or I just hug his lat and I start to post up, and I can come around. If my foot goes across like this and I can base onto my knees, you can tell I'm not leaning on my weight on my hands. So I got a little bit more foundation underneath me. So instead of going for the typical seatbelt here and trying to fall off, especially if he's trying to base real wide so that I can't start to roll him over or whatnot, sometimes he'll just base with his elbow or he's just real strong. Either way, I have his arm in that opening, my head slides down to the mat, and my foot is cupping his neck. I'm not like this, and I'm not like this. This is too difficult to keep. I want to be like this so I can turn his head with my knee. The key to this move is I'm going to get underneath his foot over here, and I'm going to torque it. But the other thing I'm going to do that a lot of people mess up is I'm going to turn my hip on the ground. So once I turn my hip, boom, on the ground, that's what causes that rotation. Now I'm scissoring his body. I'm going to kick his head, and I'm back kicking his abdomen, pulling the foot over. And I can go right into the arm lock. Of course, we can get into grip breaking and all that, but we're just doing that series right now, okay? Again, I sit up. Maybe the arm drag is successful to this point. I can come up. It happens real fast when it's in your brain to attack it, okay? And this, guys, doesn't have to happen from here. This is any style of arm drag where I come up and I start to come up on top of him. Maybe my foot's through. As long as I hook it, bring my knee over, and switch my foot to the outside of his belly, not between his legs, I've got that arm lock. The last one here. Makes sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Ready, set.